We have a triangle here, and I am going to measure the sides to see what kind of a triangle we are working with. And once I know that, I might be able to figure out what the missing angles in this triangle are. So I'm going to measure line AB, which is 8 centimeters. Measure CB, which is 8 centimeters. And measure AC, which is 8 centimeters. If all three sides measure 8 centimeters, that tells me that triangle A, B, and C is an equilateral triangle. And because it's an equilateral triangle, I'm going to go ahead and mark each of the sides with the same symbol, so we know we're working with an equilateral triangle. Going back to what I know about a triangle, I know that if I take the measure of angle A plus the measure of angle B plus the measure of angle C, that is going to equal 180 degrees, because all three angles in a triangle equal 180 degrees. I'm going to also show that as a bar model. So I have the measure of angle A, the measure of angle B, and the measure of angle C. And I know that all three of these are going to equal 180 degrees. I have taken this equilateral triangle and made another copy so that we can make some observations with this. I went ahead and drew my lines of symmetry just like we did with the isosceles triangle, and that will help us make those observations. So I'm going to fold on the line of symmetry. So I'm going to go ahead and fold it here. And on my first line of symmetry, what I notice is that angle B is equivalent to angle C. So I'm going to jot some notes down here. I'm going to say the measure of angle B equals the measure of angle C. Let's try another line of symmetry. I'm going to fold on this one. And once I fold on this one, I notice that the measure of angle C is equal to the measure of angle A. So I'm going to put that here. Measure of angle C equals the measure of angle A. And I have one more line of symmetry. I'm going to fold it here. And doing this, I can tell that the measure of angle A is equivalent to the measure of angle B. I'm going to put that on here also. Measure of angle A is equal to the measure of angle B. Once I have done that, what I've actually realized is that the measure of angle A equals the measure of angle B, and that equals the measure of angle C, and I know that altogether they equal 180 degrees. Because each of the angle measurements is equal, I can take that 180 degrees and divide it by 3, my 3 angles. 180 degrees divided by 3 is 60 degrees. So each angle measure in my equilateral triangle is 60 degrees. Knowing that every angle in an equilateral triangle is 60 degrees is going to help me when I move forward with figuring out problems that have an equilateral triangle.